¿Qué tal todos? Leah here with Learning with Leah. Today we're going to watch an episode from my new video series called Hispanic Voices that I've created in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month in order to hear from the diverse voices in our community. I hope you enjoy. You identify as Latina?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, just because I find it interesting, because when I was talking to my Cuban friend, we talked a little bit about the difference between the terms, like Hispanic versus Latino. Do you have any opinions on like terminology?
So I grew up where Hispanic was essentially you were from Spain. So like like you spoke Spanish, but to be Hispanic, you're from Spain, and then anybody from the Caribbean was Latino or Latina, or Latinx now, I guess. And then you had South Americans who are a different kind of Spanish. And so I think like I've seen now where a lot of like Venezuelans, Colombians, like Peruvians, all of that I feel like is now getting grouped into Latino as well. But I know when I was coming up, it was literally like if you had to be from an island somewhere, so Puerto Rican, Cuban, like Dominican, like those were Latinos because you were from the islands, and the others we were all Spanish, but they were different. So I think now though for me, I think being from Spain is very different. I think if you're Spanish on this side of the world, then you probably have a Latino experience, which is collectively pretty similar. It's just, those different, I think to me, Latino is like what you have when you have this Americanized Spanish experience. And then your own country or wherever you're from is like your individual Hispanic heritage. But like our Latino-ness is like how we are viewed in the world of non-Latinos.
Yeah. And it's like totally complicated, really. It's like, because I think my Cuban friend said something about a specific Cuban point of view about those terms as well, which is slightly different from other Caribbean Latino countries, like Spanish-speaking countries. So I was just like, wow, okay.
Because Cuba is also its own little, like, they have their own little unique history too, because they're the only ones who had the communism.
Yeah, completely. Is there anything that you would say is like your very favorite, like, go-to thing? If you're talking about like culture, right? So like food, dance, music.
Well, it would be a toss-up between food and the way that we celebrate Christmas. Because our Christmas, so we, of course, celebrate Christmas Eve. And to this day, we still celebrate Christmas Eve, like, which works out great for Christmas family time because we do Christmas Eve with my family and Christmas Day with my husband's family. But it was literally like Christmas Eve. That's when we have Christmas dinner, like the big dinner. We have the meat. My mom makes rice. Like we do all of that for Christmas Eve. We actually opened up our presents on Christmas Eve, and the only thing that was left in the morning was whatever Santa bring. But we had all of that, and then the fact that Christmas goes on, like, so pretty much our Christmas tree goes up the day after Thanksgiving. And then does not come down until January 7th after Three Kings Day. So like we have the whole season, and that like growing up, I would be like, okay, Christmas is done, but I know Three Kings Day, I'm going to get like, that's when I get a special gift because that's when like the three wise men, they wouldn't bring me toys or anything like that. It was normally like a piece of jewelry or something like very special. And so like just that extended like season that we have, and like we drink like coquito and like and the music that we play, I don't know how other people celebrate Christmas, but ours is just so lively and just full of energy, and that to me is my heritage in a nutshell, like Christmas Eve.
Yeah, actually I think that is definitely how it is in Mexico too. Yeah, I was surprised when I became more familiar with Mexican culture that is what they do as well, and I was like, oh, I like this.
I'm very jealous. Coco has made me very jealous of the Little Muertas because I'm like, this is Like it's not part of Puerto Rican culture at all. It's definitely Mexican. But I'm like, why can't we celebrate something like this? Because the meaning behind it and what they do is just so amazing to me. But that too just shows you like the difference in Spanish cultures, because that's a purely like Mexican thing and how they celebrate that, and we don't have that at all. And I think Three Kings Day is definitely more of a Caribbean thing. I know Puerto Ricans do it. I think maybe Dominicans do it, but I know it's not all other Spanish people either. So like I think it's always cool to me that even within Spanish culture, we have all of these different things that we celebrate.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's what I talk about all the time in my classes too, because the diversity within the Spanish-speaking world is a whole other thing. So. Well, I hope you have a great day.
You too.
And I will see you around campus.
Thank you. All
right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Hispanic Voices and celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month with us. We hope you enjoyed, and please stay tuned for our upcoming episodes. Gracias.